Hey there, this is Corey. I'm just messing around, but I wanted to do a quick intro for an old video that I have. I was kind of going through some of my social cam videos, and this one I put on the back burner because I was actually really sleepy when I recorded this, so I'm a little quirky, but I listened back to it and there was some elements of it that I thought were amazing. It's about emotions and feeling, and too often, in my opinion, people, in the name of being really deep, try to convince you to abandon and disregard the way that you feel. So I think there's a clear distinction between emotionalism, which is living your life based on emotions, but then acting like you don't feel what you feel. So I think that at some level you need to process what you feel. You need to be aware of what you feel. And so anyway, this is just some thoughts that I had about that, and hopefully you'll get something out of it. One thing I hate more than anything is for Christians to try to talk me out of how I feel. You ask me how I am, I respond honestly about how I'm feeling, and then you try to tell me that that's not the way I feel. It's like the quickest way to get cussed out. Anyway, let the video talk. Enjoy. This is an instinctive part of ourselves wrapped in our emotions. And then we develop all of this, what they call the neocortex. And it specializes in judgment and decision and all of those things, and rationality, and all that. But anyway, I say all that to say that your most primitive and gut response is one that is born out of the feelings, the emotions. I think that when we come into, for example, a worship setting and into a relationship, Jill Scott always says, she says this line in her song, Do You Want It on Your Collard Greens? She says this, it's a good thing to know music theory, but when you come on the stage, you got to play with your soul. And I think that's the way life is. I think it's a great thing to be able to work through things reasonably. But there is a depth of you that is unmatched, and it is of ancient origins. It is the part of you that interprets everything about life. When you come out of the womb, you immediately are able to discern, begin to discern in the expressions of people what's safe and what's not. What are the different responses for anger, sadness, and joy, even. Which brings me to my point of the word. The joy of the Lord is our strength. Joy is an emotional response. It is both a decision and an emotional response. And so, I guess driving home my point that God absolutely cares about the feeling of your infirmity. And then there's this notion here that is presented that our infirmities have an emotional life. And that as we move into healing and relief from disease, that at some level it is intricately intertwined with our emotional life. And Jesus he can access the feeling of that infirmity as much as he can identify with the fact that you have an infirmity. It's a beautiful idea and a lot of implications for prayer, discovery, and healing, that there is a feeling to every infirmity. And sometimes we're more aware of the infirmity than we are the feeling if we can do the work. Trace ourselves to the feeling, and it's a possibility that our infirmities may also be abated and leave and dissipate because we've been able to realign our emotions and find healthy ways of emoting. And that's a statement that I always love to hear. I forgot the lady's name, but she says, feelings are meant to be felt. They're an experience, and you need to feel them so they can pass, because when you don't, then they last and they develop an infirmity in you.